looking at my work as I walked around. Some of the things that I saw when I walked around to see work, I saw some buildings. How tall were those buildings? Who wrote a building on the paper? How tall was that building? David, how tall was your building? Why? So it was 32 feet. Where'd you get that 32 feet?
From the story.
From the story. So when I draw a model, and Sky's looking at my model right up here, I know that this is going to be how tall, Sky? 32 feet. I know this is 32 feet. This whole thing from here all the way down is 32 feet. And what else do I know right now? What do I know about Antonio, Tanya? He's 4 feet tall. So is he going to be bigger or smaller than this building?
Smaller.
If you say smaller, let me hear you say smaller. Smaller or bigger?
Smaller.
Okay, I agree he's going to be smaller. So this is going to be Antonio right about here. So right now, we know that the building, the total for the building is 32 feet. We also know Antonio is what?
40.
We know Antonio. So we're going to say A for Antonio. He's going to be 4 feet. We need to figure out how many times taller is the bank than Antonio. So this building right here. So right now I have a couple of pieces of information. I need to figure out how they relate. So Antonio's clearly smaller than my building. He's only 4 feet tall. Aja, you show on your paper some pretty great work with a sentence. You gave a division sentence. What was that division sentence? 32 divided by 4, okay? And we're just going to leave that as A. That's what we're going to use to figure out the answer over here. 32 divided by 4 is going to be equal to A. A is going to be our variable. Somebody else gave me a pretty nice multiplication sentence. I saw some nice multiplication sentences. Deja, what multiplication sentence did you relate to the 32 divided by 4? Okay. So she put 32 divided by 8. Let's think about how these two things relate. Stephen, I need your eyes up here. I see 32 divided by 4 equals some number. The other thing that I need to see, I need to figure out what this actually equals. I'm going to figure out one way to solve it. What multiplication sentence could I have to relate to this? Janiyah. 4 times 8 equals 32, so we found out. So you got 4 times, let's do A for right now, equals 32. I want us to go through and actually model each step to figure out what A is 2 different ways. Because for some of my students, I saw right away they knew it was 8, but I want to show some of the students who need to catch up, or some of the students who had a little bit of trouble, how we got to that A, what A actually equals. So I have one Antonio, that's 4 feet. We need to stack another Antonio. So right now I need 2 Antonios. So I'm going to do my second Antonio. So now how many feet do I have? If I have 4 and I have 4, how many feet?
8.
If I add another Antonio, how many feet?
6, 12.
So let's check. If I roll my 4s, I would have
4, 8, 12.
Next, if I continue to roll my 4s, I would have
16.
Okay, so we have 16 right now. We have 4 more feet. If we added another Antonio, what would that be?
20.
If we added another Antonio.
24.
So now we have 24 so far. Another Antonio.
28.
So we have, this is 28 feet. And if we add one more Antonio.
32.
So now my question to you, now that I have 32 feet, I know that, does Antonio's height, if we stack these Antonios, equal the height of the building? Yes or no? If you say yes, raise a hand. It does. But how many Antonios do I actually have?
8.
Let's double check. I see a lot of people who are doing smart work. Let's count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
rows does it take to equal the height of the building?
8.
This means when I say how many times taller is the bank than Antonio, I found that it's how many times taller? 8 times taller. And I know that because I took my whole number. I can either use a mystery multiplication sentence with my variable as the number I don't know, or I could use a division sentence where I take my whole number that I know, the height of Antonio, and I find out to equal how many times taller. So if I figured out what A is, what is A going to equal over here? A is equal to, who can tell me what A equals in both sentences? I want to hear from someone else. I heard from Janiyah. I heard from Jakaran earlier. I want to hear from Montreal. I need to hear loud and proud if you're going to share.
A equals 8.
A is going to equal 8. No matter which way you pick to do it, I need you to be able to explain how you knew that it was missing 8. I know we know our multiplication sentence, but how do we know that it's 8 times taller? That's what I'm looking for today. When you go back to your seats, on your packet, each packet is a little bit